Hey Reefers, welcome back. Today we're going to talk about working out the volume of your aquarium. Okay, so you've got an aquarium, you haven't bought a new aquarium or a designer aquarium, or a branded aquarium, sorry, and there's no actual volume attached to the aquarium. So you want to find out, okay, if this aquarium that you're buying is the sort of literage you're looking for or gallons that you're looking for. Okay, so how we do this is we measure the length of the aquarium, the width of the aquarium, and the depth of the aquarium. We multiply those together, and then with that answer, depending if it's gallons, we would divide that by 231, which that is the number of cubic inches in 1 gallon. Okay, and then with liters, depending on what you're using, if it's centimeters, millimeters, or meters, there's a different division that you would use for each one of those. So for example, if you're using meters, you would multiply it by 1,000, which is the amount of liters found in a cubic meter. If you're going to do it in centimeters, you would divide it by 1,000. If you were going to do it in millimeters, you would divide it by 1 million. Now 1 million is the amount of milliliters in a cubic meter. Okay, so for an example, we're going to look at an aquarium in inches and work it out in gallons. If we had a 48-inch aquarium, which is a 4-foot aquarium, by 18 inches, that would be 15,552. Then we take 15,552 and divide it by 231. That will give us a volume of 67.3 gallons. Okay, then if we had a similar size aquarium in meters, if we were measuring it in meters, if you did 1.2 meters multiplied by 0.45 meters multiplied by 0.45 meters, then you would get 0.243. Then you take your 0.243 multiplied by 1,000, and that will equal 243 liters. Now the same with centimeters. You'd go 120 centimeters multiplied by 45 centimeters multiplied by 45 centimeters. You'd get 243,000. You take your 243,000, divide it by 1,000, and then you'll get 243 liters. Then in millimeters, you would multiply 1,200 millimeters by 450 millimeters by 450 millimeters, which would give you 243 million. Then you take your 243 million and divide it by 1 million, and you'll get 243 liters. Okay. Millimeters is normally the standard industry measurement when measuring an item, but with this calculation, centimeters is just easier to type in a divide by 1,000. So I always use the centimeter when I do it. I just find it a little bit easier. Okay, so now this is your outer diameter of your aquarium. So this will give you an idea of what the aquarium holds. Okay, so you got to bear in mind that one piece of glass, for example, your side panel on an aquarium that was 600 by 600 millimeters, which is 24 inches, by 10 millimeters, which is just under half an inch. I think I'm not too sure exactly on the inch on that. That panel of glass would take up 3.6 liters. So if you want an accurate measurement of your aquarium, just bear in mind that you should take the measurements from the inside of the aquarium rather than the outside of the aquarium. And importantly, also to measure the actual water depth of the aquarium. Because you remember, if you have a 50 mil 2-inch gap from the surface of your water to the top of your aquarium, that's a large amount of water that's not actually in the aquarium. So when it comes to dosing, you want to have a more accurate amount of water, not what the tank can hold if you filled it to the top, but what the tank actually is holding at the time. And these measurements and everything obviously apply for your sump as well. So this will give you a good idea on your literage of your aquarium. So just remember, for a more accurate measurement, measure the inside diameter of the aquarium, and then also for your depth, measure the actual depth of water, and then that will give you a very, oh, sorry, it won't give you a very good idea, it will give you an exact amount of water that that aquarium is holding. Okay, and like I said as well, this measurements go for the sump, and then you can also measure what the sump is holding. Best way to do it is to turn your flow off when your water is topped up to the right level on your return section of the sump. Turn your sump, your return pump off, let the water settle, then measure the depth of your aquarium and measure the depth of water in your sump, and then do your calculations from there. And then that will give you an exact amount of water that is in your aquarium. Now this is not too important for the average fish keeper that is not dosing anything into the aquarium and just doing standard water changes. But when you are dosing chemicals, it just gives you a better idea of what you need to add to that amount of water. Okay, so guys, I hope this was helpful, and thank you so much for watching. And until next time, happy reefing.